for today's Canadian Tech Spotlight at DX3. I'm here with Kristie from Olive Media. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
For people who don't know about Olive Media, what do you do?
So Olive Media is a Canadian online advertising sales company. So we sell advertising opportunities to advertisers on top-tier Canadian and international sites, desktop, mobile inventory, and we've merchandised a whole suite of products to help those advertisers leverage the opportunities and really target their audiences efficiently and effectively.
What is an example of a recent client that you've worked with and work that you're really proud of?
Yeah, so Olive Mobile is an area where we're seeing a lot of growth right now, and we use both smartphones and tablet inventory. And we were approached by Infinity, who sort of brought us a business challenge, and they said, we want to get more people into our cars, but driving people to test drives, you can only reach so many people that way. So we worked with web developers at The Little Room, and they helped us come up with a tablet application that made use of the native functionality of the iPad 2, which included a gyroscope, which allowed us to actually put consumers inside the vehicle. And by twisting and tilting the iPad, they were able to have a look around the car and really feel like they were inside it. And what we found was that they spent a lot of time with it, much longer than they would with a regular tablet app.
And what are some of the things within this app that you think are really helping the client?
Well, what was great about it was you could really move around the car, and there were different hot spots in the app. So you could be in the front seat, so you could be in the driver's seat and sort of slide over and look at the passenger, look up at the moonroof, but you could also take a look at the back seat and see how much room there was. You could look at it from the outside and sort of have a look around the car. So it really gave them an opportunity to explore the vehicle and experience it.
Let's talk a little bit about the state of online advertising
Sure.
today. Obviously, you've shown here with one example of a case study of what you've worked on. There really are so many different solutions for different companies. So talk a little bit about how a company who comes into it, who maybe is confused about what they should do, how can they decide?
Yeah, there's so many exciting and innovative ad formats evolving right now, and it really depends on what the campaign objectives are. But if brand awareness is a key objective, then it's really important to find a partner that you can collaborate with to kind of look at the different ways that you can leverage the unique aspects of the product or service and make sure that those are being drawn out in an effective way. Video is a great format, and lots of different ad formats can incorporate video now. So if video assets are available, we try to encourage that. That tends to result in high consumer engagement.
I'm just happy we've moved beyond the days of banner advertisements, perhaps, and
Punch the monkey.
Yeah, into a whole new era of doing cool things like this. How do you make sure that people come and look at it? How do you make sure that they interact with it? What is the key message or insights you've learned there?
Yeah, so you develop great ads, but then you have to find great sites that have dedicated audiences to run them on. So the Infinity app, for instance, was a sponsorship that ran on the star.com web app, which already has such a huge dedicated audience, so that was a perfect fit. But yeah, so finding places to run these executions where there's a developed audience is really key to the success of the campaigns.
Finally, what is your advice for people who are feeling maybe less optimistic about online advertising, a little bit nervous about getting into this space? What can you say to them to make them feel comfortable?
Yeah, I think you have to try, and I think it's okay to try things and maybe not be successful the first time. We like to say good learn, and think about using that and moving on and building on that in your next campaign, because it's hard to get things absolutely right the first time, but you'll never get it right if you don't get started.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.